さあ、食事の時間だ! Hey guys, Character50 here with another review, and though I'm not yet done re-reviewing my wizard stuff, I'm going to postpone that for a little bit to show off the new stuff from the Wizard toy line. So today I'm going to be reviewing the Henshin Belt Deluxe Beast Driver from Kamen Rider Wizard. This is the belt used by the secondary rider, Kamen Rider Beast, to transform and use wizard rings. So this set includes a few things: the Beast Driver, belt parts, and 3 wizard rings: the Beast Wizard Ring, Falco Wizard Ring, and Camellia Wizard Ring. So we'll start off by taking a look at the belt first. So here we got basically all molded in black, and in this form, which is the form it takes before Beast transforms, it has some silver paint here. We've got these 2 doors here, which also have bars on them like a cage. And these 4 knobs here. And on the side we have these 2 ring slots, which is how the rings are used with the belt. So for this one, on the inside we have the center part of Beast's symbol, which is made to look like his face. And on the other side you have this one, which has a different symbol. And going to the back, we have the other part of Beast's symbol, which has which has 4 animals on it. We've got a falcon, chameleon, buffalo, and dolphin. And as opposed to the circular pattern of wizard symbol, we have an octagonal pattern for Beast. You have the on-off switch here. And on the top we have some gold ivy detailing, as well as some silver detailing with the speaker up here. For the belt parts, they're simple gray plastic with black plastic clips. Got some nice detailing to them. And this is clearly a new mold, as well as the belt clips being new. On the back we have an LNR, and on the clips themselves we have a fleur de lis pattern, which is a popular French decoration. What isn't new is the back piece, which is the same back piece that was used for the Birth Driver and Meteor Driver. Which is a shame, but it's the secondary rider belt, and the back piece isn't all that important because it goes on the back of the belt. So putting it together is the same as, well, with any other rider belt. Just slide the back piece through. Just like so. Do one side, not the other. Connect the 2 and then slide the back piece through. And like with the Wizard Driver, because of the shape, just because of the way it's designed, it doesn't really balance upright well. So like with the Wizard Driver, I'm going to be attaching the belt straps to help it balance. So attaching it to one side and the other. And then just adjusting the back piece. And like that, you have it balanced. Just gonna straighten a little bit. Okay. So, like Wizard, Beast has 2 types of wizard rings: transformation rings and magic rings. So his transformation ring here is the Beast Wizard Ring. So like Wizard's transformation rings, this is modeled after his face, and Beast's design is that of a lion. So I've got these lines that kind of make it look like a lion's mane. Got this nice gold paint to it. Have lion's fangs down here for the mouthpiece. Have nice painted green eyes and a painted red forehead gem. And as you can see, it's all painted, so there's no clear plastic here for light to come through. And in fact, Beast's wizard rings do not have lights in them. So you've also got these 4 points at the corners. And as you can see, you have 4 other pegs here. And the design is actually rather sunk in. You also have the ring part, and as you can see, I've attached a larger ring part in grey. Although it does come with the standard size ring part in black. And because Beast has far fewer wizard rings than Wizard, Bandai most likely is not going to be making black wizard ring parts, but that can be easily remedied by painting already existing ring parts black. Though I'm not doing these with the ones I'm using because I'm actually borrowing these from other wizard rings that I have with ring parts. So next is the Falco wizard ring, and where the transformation ring is a square, you have hexagon pattern for the, well, hexagon shape for the magic rings. So you have a nice design of a falcon's head with great metallic orange paint, and it's actually very well detailed. You can see all the quills and feathers and the beak and such. And it's actually textured with that pattern. And you also have a nice painted gold eye right there. So it looks quite well made. And then you have the Camellia wizard ring with the design of a chameleon. Once again, very well detailed. You have the legs here. You have the head and the curled up tail. You even have the head ridge that chameleons have, and a line for the mouth. You also have a painted gold eye that is designed like a chameleon's eye. And once again, this is well textured, though this time the texture of scales instead of feathers, with a nice light green color. So because of how the transformation ring slot is over here and the magic ring slot is over here, despite them being respectively for the left and right hands, I'm going to have to wear them on the opposite hands. Although when using them with the belt, I'm actually going to be wearing it on this part, just because if I try to use them with the belt while having it all the way on, I'm basically going to have to try to strain my wrist just to insert into the slot, into the socket, or the slot. So we have on those two. So just switching it on, you'll see a little bit of a light through the doors. So to start up the transformation, take the transformation ring and insert it into the ring slot here. You get a little drum roll, but if you take out the ring before you actually activate it, you'll get this sound. And one thing is that up here you have this little arrow that indicates that you have to rotate this ring socket this way. So doing the proper transformation. So with that, the turning of the ring socket opens up the doors and reveals the inside parts. So here you have in the center a large lion's face, which is actually very well detailed and designed after a realistic lion. You have all these lines and moldings for the individual hairs of the mane. You have the eyes, the brows, the nose, whiskers. The mouth even has teeth and a tongue. And as you can see, not only does this forehead gem light up, but the eyes light up red. On the insides of the doors you have the same 4 animals that were on the back. And the center part is the Chimera author, because despite how at first, well, how for the most part Beast has a lion motif, especially indicated by the lion face, he's also powered by, well, he's powered by a chimera that's inside his body. So a chimera being a mix of different animals, the chimera is basically a giant lion with parts of these different animals attached to it. And that actually was a little accident, but that brings me to my next point, which is that if you put in the transformation ring into the slot after the transformation has been activated, and it activates his kick strike, like so.
Kick strike! Go!
And how I did that on accident is that this belt is not activated, it does not use an IC scanner like the Wizard Driver. Rather, you have pegs that activate the different sounds, or buttons that are pressed down by pegs. So next we can use the magic rings, which go on this side. So just put it in like so. So, using the Falco ring, you get an orange light from the forehead gem. And in the difference between Wizard and Beast, Beast does not have different forms or styles. Rather, using the magic rings gives him shoulder capes called mantles. So the Falco ring gives him the Falco mantle, which allows him to fly. And then, using the Beast ring, you can activate a kick strike with a Falco mix.
Kick strike! Go! Falco mix!
And if you take a magic ring and hold it into the socket,
Falco!
the sound will repeat.
Go! Falco!
So then using the Cameleo ring, that gives you a light green light from the forehead gem, and that gives Beast the Cameleo mantle, which allows him to camouflage and turn invisible. So then doing the Cameleo mix, kick strike.
Kick strike! Go! Chameleon mix!
And also of note is that if you hold in the ring
Go! Chameleon
I'm just going to reset it. So, as I was getting to, if you hold the beast ring in the socket, that also will repeat the drum roll, and if you keep holding it in there for a little bit, the drum roll will time out. As you can see, the drum roll is actually a cycle, as indicated by how the light dims and then goes back. But if you remove the ring from the slot, it'll still activate whatever sound it was going to activate. So those are the sounds you get. Those are the sounds you get out of the rings that the driver comes with. However, despite not having lights, these rings also work with the wizard driver and wizard sword gun. So we'll bring those in, I'll show them off. So, starting off with the wizard driver. Now of note is that these rings will work with either side, but I'm going to, for starters, show them off with their respective sides. So because Beast is golden, that activates the yellow light on the belt. Now you also notice that despite identifying both as Beast, the Beast Wizard ring made a lion sound, and the Falco Wizard ring made a falcon sound. And that pattern will continue with the Camellia ring. As you see, it made the chameleon sound. And just to prove that this works for either side, and it actually makes sense that these would work with either side because they're not actually designed to work with, well, they're not designed to be used with the wizard driver specifically. They're initially designed for the beast driver. So bring in the wizard sword gun. These work similarly to magic rings, but they actually have unique sounds to them. So I'm only going to be using these in one mode because the wizard sword gun won't actually say slash strike and shooting strike. So as you can see, it did a similar thing to the wizard driver. You had the same sound, you had a unique sound after the ring was recognized and it said please, and then at the start of the attack sound it had the lion's roar. And so you'll see a similar thing for the other two rings. And then the Camellia ring. So like with the Wizard Driver, they all activated the yellow light, and they all each had their individual animal sounds before making the attack sound. So that's pretty cool. So we'll just bring back in the belt. The unfortunate thing is that, like I said earlier, the belt doesn't work on IC scanner and instead works on buttons that are activated by pegs. And for the magic rings, you have these different combinations of 3 pegs. And see, there's a little difference between Falco and Camellia right here. And unfortunately, because it's just these 3, it means that there are only 7 possible rings that can be made for that side, and 4 of them have already been released. So there are just 3 of Beast's rings left, meaning that there are actually a couple of rings he uses in the show that most likely won't be released in toy form because there aren't sounds for them in the belt. That being said, it's a great toy. Besides looking nice, having all this brilliant gold chrome, it's also well designed. And what I mean by that is that, chrome is known for being susceptible to damage and scratches, but because by default it's closed up in these 2 doors, that basically means that the chrome is protected, which is a nice thing. It means you can continue using it without worrying about the chrome getting scratched off, because when you're not using it, you can just close up and it's well protected. Additionally, one might worry about the paint on the rings scratching up against the inside of the ring slots, but the designs are sunken down with these raised parts on the boundaries, so that also prevents them from scratching up against the inside of the ring slots. Meaning you also continue using these and, keep that nice paint on it. And, this has to be said that besides playability, one thing I really like in a toy is smart design. A design where that actually takes into account the potential, problems, potential downsides or risks of toys like these, and, does what it can to prevent them. So that's a really nice factor to it. It's also cool that not only do the magic rings mix with the kick strike, but you also are able to use these with the Wizard Driver and Wizard Sword Gun, despite how these don't have any lights in them, and despite how the Beast Driver itself doesn't have an IC scanner. And they didn't have to do that, but it was really nice that they did, so that's a nice bonus. It means that, if you get these rings, you can use them with this, and you also have new sounds to get out of the Wizard Driver and Wizard Sword Gun. And besides that, it's nice that the, Beast himself also has these various rings that you can use, and, it works pretty similarly to the Wizard Driver. So if you don't have enough money for the Wizard Driver, you can get the Beast Driver and you can still get a good amount of sounds with it, and you don't have to worry so much about getting so many rings, because there are, a few rings for Beast, but it's enough in my opinion. Not to mention, this stuff looks great. You have these unique designs, you have, brilliant metallic paint and chrome, and I really gotta hand it to Bandai for not only making these look so great, but actually giving them texture. It really just adds to the way they look. So if you like Beast, you like, collecting the Wizard rings, you like the Wizard toy line, or you want to get a Beltrum Wizard but don't have the money to get the Wizard Driver because of its price, then I would definitely recommend the Beast Driver. It's a great toy, and as you'll see tomorrow, his Wizard Rings also work with his weapon. So, thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and check out my channel for more videos. And for now, this is KRX50, writing off.